everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Jet Talk Interview. And I interview people that have their own YouTube channel or business. Tonight, I have a very special guest from all the way from Spiritual Church. One of my good friends, Sister Maleeka Halloway. How you doing
Hey, hey,
this night? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm well. How about you?
So please tell the people who do not know about you how you start your career in business and
Woo.
how the Edward board come about.
So I got started in business not on purpose. So Egg Roll Boys didn't come in until about 2022. Before that, I started business in 2014, 2015, and I started talking about myself, telling my story. I was fresh out of a not so good relationship or marriage at the time, and I just knew I had to figure out how to take care of my baby. New single mom back in 2014. And so I just got on Periscope. At that time, I don't know if you remember, there was an app Periscope and it was live stream. It was before Facebook Live, before YouTube Live, like it was Periscope. That was the place to be. And so I just got on there, started talking to people, started talking about my story, started talking about God, getting other people to go live, built like a whole little movement. But from there, I started coaching on branding, marketing, telling your story, and everything just went from there because I had co-authored a book telling my story. And so that was my first business, like writing, helping people writing books, ghost writing books. Then that went into ghost writing, sometimes email, social media posts. And so that's how I got started. I fell into it. And so Egg Roll Boys came all the way after. And that was a partnership that I entered into because I was burnt out with doing marketing for businesses and public relations for business. I was like, I want to do something new. And that's how Egg Roll Boys came about. I met them because first they started off as a client of mine and I was helping them with media. And then they realized I had some knowledge about food service and, of course, running businesses. And that's how it came about. And so it was fun. It was something new. It was fun opening up locations, having the food trucks and the tents, all the things. And so I guess in today's world, you would call me a serial entrepreneur because I've had so many businesses. And so it's been fun. I say God has definitely did his thing since 2014.
Were you nervous when you started your business?
I can't say that I was nervous, only because I was just doing it. I was just, hey, you want me to coach you? All right, that's $100. That's $150. Oh, you want me to write? That's $100. And then I was like, well, what if I charge more? I remember the first time I got paid $500 and I wrote 500 words. It took me all of 30 minutes. And I was just like, wait a minute. I need to do more of this. And so I wasn't scared. I just was going. Like I wasn't thinking about it. I think I probably have more fear now than I had then. Just because I know so much now. And of course, I'm a little bit older. And so I wasn't nervous. I was just like, hey, it's either it's going to work or it's going to work. I got to figure it out. So I can't say I was scared back then.
What made you start? I mean, was the restaurant business hard at first, and way to make it?
No, it wasn't hard. Because I'm as the managing partner, I am more on actually one of the faces of the company. So I'm the one that everybody sees. And we also had another owner who was also there with me. So we were the face. So we were the front facing people. Like if you walked into the restaurant in the beginning, I was there a lot. Then I was like, nope, I'm not there. You won't find me in the restaurants. You won't find me on the food trucks. I'm just in the background. And so it wasn't hard because I think it was a machine that was already going. I just came in to make it bigger and to make it better. But I will say this, the restaurant industry itself can be hard to navigate. It can be hard because I mean, it's so many different rules with the city, with the county, and then you need the foot traffic, location. So those things make it hard when it's not ideal. But overall, I feel like if you've done one business, you can do another. Just keep going. Just keep
What
trying.
what the hard what that place was? What the pros and cons being an entrepreneur and
Ooh,
and owner and owner? Well, part owner. I'm sorry,
You
part
gotta ask
owner
me
of the
that. Why
business.
you gotta ask me that hard question? All right, I would say pros. Pros are, of course, doing what you want to do. And when I say that, it's you do a business in something you want to do. And so being in the marketing space, the consulting space, the speaking space, those are things that I like. And so I'm able to do the things that I like. And when I decide that I don't want to do them anymore, I don't have to do them anymore. So that freedom is good. Of course, the money freedom is good, but I would say more than just having extra money, especially a few years ago, having so much extra money. It wasn't the money per se that I liked. It was the options of what I was able to do. Like I was able to take my mom off her job and bring her into my company. I was able to hire some full-time employees, some contractors, like I was just able to do more. And so that's definitely a pro, like being able to help other people because they're helping you. And then you just get to reach so many more people. And so since I'm a believer, I also get to talk about God and I don't have to worry about, am I saying too much or do I have to say it that way? Like I can talk about God, I can talk about Jesus and nobody can shut me up. So those would be the pros. Now the cons are, I say it this way. I say the best part about business is the people, like the people you get to work with, and then the people that pay you, right? But also the worst part about business can be people, the people that you work with, and also the people you get to that you get to pay you. Because as people, we have emotions, we have feelings, and people like to say business is not personal. I don't agree with that. Business is 100% personal because we are people doing business, right? And so people would probably be like the cons and the pros. But some other, I say cons would be if you don't work, you don't eat. And so when I did go through periods of like depression and burnout, when I just didn't have it, the machine stopped because I was the salesperson, especially not so much with Egg Roll Boys, but with the company that I had before that. And even when I still have Egg Roll Boys, I was the face. And even now I'm the face. Right now I'm a team of one as I rebuild. But that was the con. Like if Maleeka did not show up, money was not made. So that meant even on days where I really just needed to rest, not go to sleep, I just really needed to rest and regroup, I couldn't, because now I'm responsible for other people's households because I'm bringing in the money. That was really tough it was fun at first until I realized like, oh, you're going to have to go without paying yourself for 3 to 6 months so your team could be paid. That was hard.
What stress you have during the process of the
That
in the
and then the other part, like of course payroll, when money gets funny, that's always stressful. But also you have your personal life going on while you have the business. And so if you can't take a break from the business to really focus on getting you together, that was stressful. Especially a few years ago. I was in a burnout season. The company had grew way too fast, which I mean, people would say that's a good thing, right? But for me, it grew way too fast and I wasn't doing enough work on me. Like I was, as the leader, I feel like the speed of the leader is the speed of the gang. If I slow down, the team slows down. If I'm going fast, the team goes fast. And so that was probably the most stressful thing. Like I had to choose, which is why I ended up like fading away from business for a few years. I had to choose, do I want to save the business or do I want to save me? And I had to choose me. Like, forget this business. Team, I'll help y'all find other positions, clients. Y'all don't owe me. I don't owe y'all. Like, let's keep it moving. And so that was a big decision because a lot of my identity was wrapped up in the company. Because remember, I started it out of necessity. And so it was hard making that decision, but I didn't want to die just to keep a business. Like I didn't want to be completely out of my mind just to say, oh, I got a business. It wasn't worth it for me. So that was stressful.
Was it? Now I seen the gentleman on Fox 5, and when y'all talk about Edward Boys, I'm like, oh, is that the owner or what? You the
We
owner?
had an ownership of
Now
5,
the
so it's
question
5
is,
of us.
go ahead.
It was 5 of us. It was 5 owners. So I was
Okay.
one of 5. Yeah. So he and I, the gentleman that you saw, we were the front facing owners. Everybody else was in the background. So it's a partnership. This particular business, and most of the businesses outside of my first one that I started have all been partnerships. And so yeah, it was more than just me.
So who was the idea? Who was the idea to put this together? And who was the what was the very first egg roll y'all made and make it make it good now?
Yeah, so I wasn't there at the beginning. The company started in 2019. And it's a husband and wife duo. They are very much behind the scenes. And how they came up with the egg roll idea is that they had a Thai restaurant, like a Thai food truck, and
Right.
they would serve like Thai food. But they looked out the window and they realized the pizza line is long, like it's moving quick. The line is long and they're getting through. The chicken line, the fried chicken line, the wing lines was moving. They were like, we need to move like that. Like they have the lines. And since they were both chefs, they were like, and they're Asian, they were just like, what if we take all the food that people like to eat in the streets and on the fairs? So your Philly cheesesteak, your Cajun, your spaghetti, lasagna, all the things, macaroni and cheese. What if we take that, put it in the egg roll? We're able to move the food quicker. Like we can do what they do, but we can do our own spin on it. And so that's how Egg Roll Boys came to be. That's how they decided, because they saw other things are moving fast. And so they wanted to move fast like everything else. And so wrapped everything in the egg roll. And literally the rest is history. The rest is history.
Were you there part time or were you there full time when my mom and I first
When you first met
know
me,
that y'all was there?
a little bit of both. Back then I was definitely in the building stage, so I was around a lot, like putting the systems and all of that in place.
Mhm.
But once it was in place, y'all don't see me no more. You might see me on social media. The gentleman you saw on the news, like he was there all the time. But I just kind of faded away, like, hey, let me do the behind the scenes thing. And many business owners don't want to do that. They want to be the face and they want to be known, but I'm like, hey, I've done that before. I'm okay with nobody ever seeing me again in the public that way. Like it's okay. And so,
So
mhm.
so when something down or anything, they call you and they say, I need something help on, or what they call it, they need something
Yeah,
like
it
shut
depends.
down or breaks or something.
Yeah, it depends on what shuts down and breaking. So as far as the operations side, those are other partners. I'm on the management side. So I was overseeing like everything, and also helping with the marketing, the social media, the press, getting the news to pay attention. And so I'm looking at the contracts for new locations, and I'm doing the more so the administrative side. And so we all had a role. We all had a role. If something broke down, I didn't know. Somebody else handled that. And so that's the beauty of partnerships. You do something well, they do something well, let them do what they do well. So you're not trying to do everything.
How many locations do you have total?
When you met me, we had just opened up Alpharetta. That was our first brick
Yeah,
and mortar location,
right.
but we had, I think at the time we only had 2 food trucks.
Mhm.
And then we expanded to, I think it was 5 food trucks, and then we added in 2 tents, and we went from 1 location to 3. But with the economy shifting and changing, and people being more frugal in how they're spending because inflation is real, we had to downsize. And so in 2024, November 24, we closed our first location in Alpharetta. And then September of 2025, last year, we closed the other. And so right now we just have Helen, Georgia. So it's about 2 hours north. It's like a big tourist attraction area. So we still have that one. And then we still have the food trucks and like the tents that can go out. So we're like, growing is good, but we're really good at food trucks. Let's go back. Let's go back to doing food trucks.
So you do have the location. So you still do have the operating location, right?
No
You
Alpharetta,
don't. You close that
no
up.
Marietta, only Helen.
And when y'all started doing, when y'all decided to downsize to the food truck,
because of the economy. We already had the food trucks. We started with food trucks.
Oh, you started from the food truck and went from the. Oh,
and then
okay.
expanded to restaurants, and they were like, we can go back to just doing food trucks. Food trucks lower overhead, so there's no big rent, there's no electricity, there's no paying all this money for trash and all of that. And so it was a savings. And then you had to hire staff to go in the restaurants. Staff in food service can be fickle sometimes, so people just call out. We got to go. So somebody has to go work. And so it's just easier to do the food trucks. Like, you work when you want to work. There's no, you got to be open from 10 to 10 every day. We do an event. We might be there for 2 hours, might be there for 10 hours. But after that, we're done. It's easier to clean up the food trucks. It's like your business is on the go. And so it's just way easier. It's way easier. It's still hard and it's still work, but it's easier.
So if you, I know you mentioned about the food truck. What do you go out of state or you stay in state? Going from
we go out of state. We go out of state all the time. So we
what's
really
what's the furthest state y'all went to?
I believe the furthest state we've taken the food truck to was like New Mexico, something like that. But that doesn't happen often. Okay, most of the time we're staying Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, Alabama. We're staying like right here. Mm-hmm.
And it for like special occasions, or just for somebody just call you, hey, I need y'all come and
yeah, like somebody can pay if they want us to come out to California. They can pay to bring us to California, and we'll go. We'll show up on top of the food, right?
So y'all drive. Wait a minute, you come. Wait a minute, you drive home. Wait a minute, who do the driving? You or
I'm not in the day to day. So
no. Are you betting that do the cooking?
I'm not doing any of that. I'm on the manager side. So here's the other thing with business. So you have working partners, like people who are in the restaurants, on the trucks, cooking the food. And then you have the managing partner. I'm not in the restaurants. I'm not cooking the foods. But if a complaint comes through, or if somebody praising the business comes through, those are the parts I handle. That's what I see. So the team in charge of production and running it, like they're the ones driving the truck, restocking. Those are the ones the customers see every day. That's their job. That's not my job.
Well, before you get on the restaurant stuff, you ever like sit down and think what? I mean, do you ever sit down and they talk to yourself like, hey, I hope this restaurant business don't screw me up or anything? Do you ever like sit there and pray about it like, hey, I want this egg roll business go smoothly, and I want to mess it up. You ever thought about that?
Yes and no. Here, and not necessarily that business, but will the economy shifting cause us to have to go out of business? That's been a thought, right? Because everything costs more. And so if we're paying more for the food we buy to make, to give, we have to charge the customers more. And so, number one, our food is not like, we're not McDonald's. So there's no value menu, right? We're a small business. And so that's always a struggle, trying to figure out that balance in between how do we stay profitable, because inflation is real. The economy has changed. People are not booking food trucks the way they used to. Events have changed, like all of those things. But we started right when COVID was coming. So we saw a boom in that time. And so I've never thought like, I hope they don't mess me up. No, because at the end of the time, I'm also in charge of steering the ship. And so it depends on how we work and how well we work together to make sure that the business stays successful.
What let's put it way, if you weren't doing restaurant at this right now, what would your backup, well, your plan B be if you weren't doing
so Egg Roll Boys is not plan A. I that's passive. Like, it just does what it does. So When I decided to take a break from business from my PR agency that I had, and then I added on Egg Roll Boys. When I said I don't want to do PR agency right now, let me close that. Still had Egg Roll Boys. I was still doing consulting, and I still do consulting and still do writing, all those. But God sent me into the education sector, and so now I'm a professor at a university. I teach business to creative students, and so Egg Roll Boys are still running. It's still fine. It's hands off, right? I'm still teaching and I'm also consulting. So it's always something happening. As far as a plan B, I don't have one. Everything just has to work.
So if you ever look, the reviews are off the chain, but if you look at the reviews and you see anything negative, does that bother you?
Oh, of course. I mean, we're human. And it depends on what the review says. If it's something that we could control, then of course it bothers me, because we have quality assurance is a thing. But if it's something that's out of our control, like, well, I went to the event and the event wasn't there, that has nothing to do with us, right? Hey y'all, I see y'all in the comments. But I mean, you see it. Not Here's the thing, everybody has different taste buds. So you've had the food, like, it's legit, it's phenomenal. But then there are plenty of people like, nope, I didn't like it. Okay.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite egg roll when the whole thing started? What was your favorite?
I like
favorite, and you
I
still
like the
is.
Fiesta egg roll. So it's the Fiesta and it had chicken in it. Like, that was my favorite. And then the Philly, my second favorite.
I dominated that Philly. I'm sorry, that Philly was damn delicious.
Yes.
But so it was. What was your favorite?
It's called the Fiesta. So it was like a chicken egg roll,
All
covered
right.
with cheese.
What's the
Mhm.
What's the hard part being a entrepreneur? What is like the toughest? Keeping If it's keeping the business together, or whether with customers. I know it's sometimes when the customers come in there and they you ever get some, let's put it like, sometimes you ever get a rude customer and that makes you feel like what I do wrong, but
We get rude customers. Yeah, we've gotten rude customers. That's not the hardest part. Um, because I work with a lot of leaders, I advise a lot of leaders, of other people in business and ministry, and I've been doing that since 2015. The hardest part about being an entrepreneur is really not other people, it's you. It's managing me, what's happening up here, what's happening in here, and how those things come out to people. That's the hard part. The people, like I said, the people are the best and worst parts. But guess what? I'm people too, right? So it's me. It's balancing me on days when I don't want to do anything. I don't want to show up. I don't want to deal with complaints, or I'm not really in the mood to be the cheerleader and the pusher. It's like, no, I just want to sit on my sofa, watch Netflix, eat popcorn, kick it with my kids. I don't want to work. Those are hard days. And of course, being an entrepreneur, you get to decide, I don't want to work today, but you can't do too many of those days, especially if you are the one steering the ship. So that's the hardest part, managing you and also managing the business. But I say that being an entrepreneur is like a crash course in personal development. You think you're building the business, but what you're really doing is building yourself. And so it can get hard. It can get hard.
what do you love? Yeah, be honest with me. I know I'm not ask all this. A lot of people. Do you love what you do? Do you love what you do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. When I stopped loving having a PR agency and doing and being connected to the media and all of that and always being on, I stopped it. The business was doing phenomenal. People looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, why would you close it? I don't want to do that right now. Like, I don't. I get the freedom to say I don't, and then I get to go do something else. So right now I love what I do in all the ways. Like I'm happy, I'm content. Like I know that I'm in my purpose. And not saying my purpose wasn't in the agency, it was as well, but that was the purpose for that season, to build just that one thing. Now I'm able to build more because of everything that I learned in that season.
So, yeah, that's my question. Um, what have you learned since opening opening the Eggo Boys to now? What have you learned from beginning to right now with chilling at the home with the baby?
It's okay to start over.
I
Yeah.
said, what have you learned from starting the business
Mhm.
and now, and
I mean, life
being
will
on.
happen. It's okay to start over. Like you don't like what you're doing, stop. Do something else. Cuz you still have to live with you. At the end of the day, I lay down and I'm laying down with Maleeka. The decisions I made throughout the day, am I happy? Can I live with the decisions that I make every day? As at one point it was like, no, I can't. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing. So I've just learned that I don't fail. I learned lessons. And so I don't look at things as, oh, we had to close some locations, we failed. No, what did we learn? Hey, you can grow slow and it's okay. You don't have to automatically expand because people are saying, come over here, come over here. Well, a lot of times the people telling you to do things are not the ones who are going to show up and support. And so I've just learned that it's okay. When you need to pivot, just pivot. It'll be okay. The people that are supposed to do business with you and eat your food or pay for your service, read your book, these people, like they'll come. Like if God gave you the vision, he's gonna send the people. And so it's okay when the vision changes, because sometimes it does. It's okay to just pivot. You got to be okay with that.
What I was going
Mhm.
what the I'm not gonna I don't know if it's gonna be a easy question, but during the food truck, one question is, can you bring the food truck to church? 'Cause we're gonna try we're gonna try to keep church.
If
But
if
anyway,
if the trucks are
anyway,
booked,
when the
I don't handle that part. Like if they say, "Hey, I'll direct them to the booking manager." Again, I'm not in the day to day, so I don't know what the schedule is. You can reach out to me and I'll say, "Hey, when this person reaches out, go ahead and get them booked." That's about as much as I'm gonna do because that's somebody else's job. That's what they get paid to do. Whenever the church wants us, we'll pull up, of course, and we have before. So yeah.
so what if someone is new and they come and want to hire or want to get a job at what boys, um who would they come to, you or one to get whoever hires the person? And if they, if the young lady who need guidance for get through the learn the restaurant business, will
Mhm.
you would like to help them out?
So I've hired a few people that I know. Um, but I also try to stay out of that. I may get you in the door, but then you have to interview with the actual managers, the general managers or the food truck manager, to make sure that you're a good fit for the culture that we have. And I've had people reach out to me and like, hey, I need a mentor in the food space. I'll tell them what I know. But I'm also like, hey, there's other places there are people who you can like pay to do that. That's just not something I decide. Of course, I can get paid to do whatever. And if I wanted to, like, hey, come over here, pay me to help. I don't want to do that. So I don't. I'll direct them to someone else that I know who can like handhold. I'm not in that space. And so I'll tell them what I know. I'll give them the help. But if they need a lot of help, I'll direct them to someone who is in that part, setting up restaurant businesses. That's not what I do.
So what kind of advice you want to give to the people that want to start there? Well, when they start their own business? What kind of advice you want to get to them to start their own business?
First, do what you love. Talk to God about it. That's the first thing I would tell you to do. Um, Talk to God about it, because many people start businesses because somebody said it was cool, or they're desperate for money. And starting thing, and I started my business out of desperation. Sorry, my dog bothering me. I started my business out of desperation, and so I had a certain hustle. But at some point, you have to be able to just say, okay, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? And just get started. Tell people you have a makeup company. I should see you made up. So you can't tell me, hey, I want to do your makeup. This is my business. But every time I see you, you're not made up, right? Or you can't tell me, hey, I'm a fitness coach and you're obese. Like that doesn't work. And so for anybody that wants to start a business, just start. There are plenty of free resources out there. There's YouTube, plenty of resources. In almost every state, there is the Small Business Administration. They have SCORE mentors. So they have mentors that will help you get started for free. Um, People love to pay, oh, I paid to have this coach. You could have got all of that for free and saved your money. All right. And so look for those free resources, and you'll know when it's time for you to get bigger help or you need to pay for help. I always say use what is easy, use what you can get to quickly. A simple Google search can help you get started. Now, once you get started and once you start get going, you are going to need someone to help show you the ropes. And where I am now, when I first started business and I figured out what I was doing, I would help people all day. But in the space that I'm in right now, where I'm just working with leaders, I'm working with people who've already been in business for at least 5 years. They've already made a certain amount of money. And now they're at the part where they need strategy for next. They need strategy to grow. They need leadership support. They need operational support. And so if somebody wants to start, I'm not the person to come to. I'm not, I know plenty of people I can send them to, but I work with people who are more established. And so that's how I look at it. Use your free resources first, because if you don't use what's free to you, you're not going to be diligent when you pay somebody, and then you're going to waste money. That's the opposite of doing business. Losing money is the opposite of what you want to do.
Here's a question from Kendi K. Can you read that one?
What are some goals for 2026? What's on Maleeka's 5-year plan? I do not have a 5-year plan, because whatever God just tells me to do is what I'm going to do. And I have learned that when I try to plan out that far, it never works out. And so I don't do it. I plan for the quarter. All right. And so what's happening this year is, again, coming back into the business space with my feet on the ground, telling you I'm only working with leaders who've been doing what they've been doing for at least 3 to 5 years. They've made a certain amount of money, so they need to have made multiple 6 figures. They need to be at the place where they can hire support. They can hire a team. And so that's what I'm focusing on this year, helping leaders develop more. And so you can be a company CEO and have a team and not be a great leader. You can be a very good manager. And so that's my focus now for 2026. I want to work with the leaders first, for them as a person. Who are you as a person? And then how are you showing up as a leader in your company? And then once we work through that, because that's the hard work, then we can grow the company. Then we can put that operation structure in place, because now you as the leader and you as the person are aligned, you're in sync. And so that's what I'm doing this year until God says, do something else. Yeah.
So wherever God tell you you're going to do it, and if wherever, well, if wherever, doesn't doesn't matter what, if, doesn't matter what the idea is, it just comes to you.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. The Holy Spirit and we have a thing where anything I decide to do, it's going to work. I just have to make a decision on what I want to do. And so that's literally how I have learned to live my life. I talk to God. God, what would you have me to do? And how would you have me to do it? Because if I try to do what I want to do, it does not work out. Maleeka can mess some stuff up, but Maleeka that is in tune and in communication with the Holy Spirit, I'm unstoppable. And so I allow God to send me. And if God tells me tomorrow, hey, I want you to just go do this now, I'm gonna go do that because I know it's gonna work. Like I don't have a fear of, is it gonna work? Will I get paid? Will I struck? That's on God. My job. Charles Stanley said this. Reverend Charles Stanley said, my job is to be obedient to God, and I leave the consequences up to him. So if I know I've done what God told me to do, what happens after that, that's on God. It's not on me. So I have zero fear about doing whatever God tells me to do.
So what I know it's kind of crazy, but I know I think about making a. You say you got one in Marietta, since you come close the one in Alpharetta. What you have a if you want to open another restaurant, what city do you want to put you in the third one be?
If we were going to do another location,
Yeah,
it would probably be somewhere in Atlanta.
downtown.
No, absolutely not. No, we are definitely if anything, we would go back to our original thought, which was franchising and allowing somebody else to decide where they want to put a restaurant or what territory they want to take in a food truck. So that's kind of where we are right now. We took a step back to more so focus on franchising, creating other business owners who want to use our model. They want to sell our food, and stay on that side instead of the being in the day-to-day figuring. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So it wouldn't be downtown. I can tell you that much. That's a no for me.
Yeah, I want y'all to come to Snellville. That's one thing.
Yeah,
But
many people have asked us to come to Gwinnett County. And the food trucks go to Gwinnett County all the time. So if you look up Street Food Finder, you can see where the trucks are because we have an account with them, and so they have, they'll tell you exactly where Egg Roll Boys is going to be, where the trucks and the tents are going to be set up.
when you started on Egg Roll Boys, were you like, okay, was it kind of like when you first opened the Egg Roll Boys? Was it like how I put it? What was it crowded? Like when was it like super crowded when people try to get in and get out on the very first day when you open it up?
As far as the food trucks, so when the food trucks first started in 2019, you got to think I didn't come until 2020. That's when I became a partner. Okay. But we knew it was time to open up the restaurant because the lines for the food truck were so long. And people would wait. They would wait, but we were turning the food out, right? And so there were good days. There were days where the restaurants were full. And then there were days where we only did $1,000 today, and that whole $1,000 goes to the team. So we didn't really make any money. And so it's an ebb and flow with business, and that's outside of food. Some days you will make money, some days you won't. You still got to keep going. You can't just say, well, nobody came today, I'm done. No, you just got to say, okay, that's business. And so there were times where we got to hire more help. And then there were times where it's like, well, nope, we got to let people go because we're not doing that much revenue to sustain that. And we've been okay either way. We've been okay either way.
So, when you started the thing, I mean, when the opening up for the food truck, what was the hours of the food truck before you hit the restaurant thing? What were the hours?
So with the food trucks, it's whatever event we're at, it's the event hours. So someone may call and say, hey, we want you to come serve our teachers for lunch. The school is going to pay for teachers to eat. Their lunch period is from 11 to 1. So we show up at 10 a.m. set up, serve them from 11 to 1, pack up and go. We may have another event to go to, or we may not. So the food truck hours is flexible. It's whatever we decide to do. On the other end, the restaurant is, whatever the rules are of the business, that the building that you're in, if it's, hey, every business in this building has to be open from 10 to 10, then the restaurant had to be open from 10 to 10, no matter how busy it was. And so that's why we're like, nope, let's scale back, go back to just the food truck model, because that allowed us to work on our time and not spend extra money just to keep a door open.
That's a good way to finish. I got one. If y'all got any questions for Maleeka, please put in the comments. I'll probably put it up for y'all for her. Um, I know I as you said, you love what you do.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can. Well, I don't know. You can put it up. Nothing else you can do. But if your baby boy, is that boy or girl?
So yes, Kingsley, and then I have a daughter, Carrington. She'll be 15. So we got a
So,
15-year-old and a 1-year-old.
so if one of those two, okay, gets older and they want to follow your footsteps, would they follow your footsteps, become the entrepreneur as you are, or they want to start their own? They want to do their own path.
It's whatever they want to do. My focus as a mother is to make it so that when it is time for them to make that decision, it's easy. They don't have to struggle. I can just say, here's however much money you need to get started, or whatever I'm doing at the time, you can come work over here, or you can have this. I'm retired. My focus right now is to make it so that when that point comes, they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to eat noodles for dinner, and not like, ain't nobody doing that. So yeah, if they want to do business, I will teach them everything I know. If they don't want to, I'm okay with that too. It's whatever they want.
No, I just seen. Nah, I'm not ready to put your YouTube channel. What you post on your channel?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't touched that channel in so long. What I was supposed to be posting was all the videos I do in my ministry Facebook. So I have a Facebook group. It's a community we built called the Savepreneur Community. So this is where business professionals come who also want to make sure that they're building a business God's way. And so we implement a lot of biblical principles and scripture. So we pray and fast together. And so I was taking videos that I would do there and putting them on the YouTube channel. And then I stopped putting them up, and then Facebook deleted all the videos. So something is going to go on that channel. I'm just not sure yet what it's going to be. Thank you for sharing that too.
Kenny K have another question for you. I know she's paying benefits loan, so.
Mm-hmm. What are the benefits, drawbacks of food halls? Food halls is always traffic. Because if people are not coming in there for us, they're coming in there for somebody else. But the downside is there is always traffic. So somebody may come and go, oh, I want that. But then there may be a business right across the hall that like, oh, actually, I just changed my mind. That's the other part. And so it's up and down. I think that it just depends on what food you offer and where you want to position yourself, because it has to be in a good location that already has good food traffic. If not, it's not a good business move. So we've learned from that as well. We had good days, we had not so good days. But either way, again, we don't lose, we learn. So what is the lesson?
Are you thinking about getting on YouTube and starting your new thing, or are you just gonna be just?
Yeah, let me tell you something. If I could delete every social media platform I have, including YouTube today, and just fade away and just live life, if God would allow me to do that, that is exactly what I would do. Like, y'all would be like, where's Maleeka? I'm still here, but social media is how I got started. But now I'm just like, why do I have to do this? Right. I want to be a private citizen again. I don't want to be in the public. I like being unknown. Like, I like going places and people don't know me. Now, are there perks to being known? Yes. So sometimes I don't have to wait in line. Sometimes I get to go into places for free, right? Because people know me, I know people. But if I had an option, I wouldn't do none of this. I would just take care of my kids, chill, actually probably move out the country. That's really what I would do. And so I mean, like I said, I'm gonna do something with the YouTube channel. I'm just waiting on God to give me that. And really, I'm not waiting on God. He's waiting on me to just decide what I want to do. So how would a small business owner leverage social media in 2026? Show up. That's the starting point. Like, people don't show up. They don't post. They spend so much time consuming other people's content and sharing other people's stuff and never sharing theirs. So how do you leverage social media? You got to show up first. I say start there. Show up. Tell people what you do. Tell them how you can help, whatever it be. If it's food, if it's makeup, is it coaching, if you write books to help people, whatever it is, show up and tell people this is what you do. If you don't show up, people won't know. If you don't tell them, they won't know. Like my biggest business, besides Egg Roll Boys, was my PR agency. Well, that was my job, to make sure people showed up on TV, on podcasts, at events, in magazines, on news, all the things. And so how can a new business owner leverage, or a small business owner? You got to show up. You got to show up.
Yeah, what Kenny Cut says. Let me see.
Invest in yourself in your YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah. One day.
Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. For Kenny Cat, she's in here. She's a very smart lady. She's a very smart lady. She can interview anybody.
I love it.
In between me, I'm not be on there, but she can get you on YouTube, get you started, all that kind of stuff. All you gotta do is go to her channel, watch and learn, because she'll give you some ideas
and she's
how to start your channel quick.
Like engaging. So I'm like, I know she knows what she's doing. All right. But again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on social media at all.
No.
No. I want people to only be able to reach me because they know somebody that knows me. Like somebody says, oh, I can get you in front of Maleeka. That's how I would really like. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on a point where I can just completely disappear off social media, be a private citizen, that you got to know somebody that knows me in order to get to me. That's what I want. He is. His channel is growing like crazy. So I'm decided to talk to little old me.
See, that's why you gotta learn stuff. Cause I've been like I said, I've been on YouTube, but on the main channel 3 years. The bit channel, I call it bit channel, and this channel 2 years. By the way, so I know exactly what I'm doing. To trying to help people to grow on that channel. So, but anyway, if y'all got more questions before I leave out of here, you got any final thoughts and
do I have
the people?
Show up. If God told you to start a business, to start a YouTube channel, to start a ministry, whatever it is, just do it. Life is so much easier when you are obedient to God. So make life easy and just do what God says. Spend time with God, ask him, build that relationship. I think a lot of times people can't hear God because we're too busy sometimes on YouTube listening to everybody else. Turn that off for a moment. Get still. Listen to God. He will give you the plan and he will give you the steps. So again, like I said, your job is to be obedient. After you're obedient, everything that happens after that, that's on God. That's the best place to be in life, where everything is on God, not on you. So that is my last statement that I will make. Just go with God.
And after that, I want you to pray it out. I leave out of here. Go ahead, pray. Pray it out.
All right. God, we're so thankful and we are so grateful. We thank you that you are God, that you are good. We thank you for your glory, God, and we thank you for your goodness on this evening. Father, I thank you, God, that you have given each and every one of us the ability to get wealth, to obtain wealth. And Father, that you are downloading strategies. You are downloading the blueprint. You are downloading the plan. Father, I thank you for Brother Jarrett. I thank you, God, that you are growing his platform, that you are growing him and you are allowing him to grow and expand and just to continue continue to help people. God, we thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your forgiveness. And we thank you that in 2026, you are still keeping us. You are still sustaining us. And God, we trust you. We trust you with everything that we have and with everything that we am. And God, we just ask that you will continue to be God in our lives and that you will continue to show yourself strong and mighty. And we will be careful to give you your name all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. It is in Jesus' name I do pray. Amen.
Amen. One more question for Kenny K before we leave out of this.
Do you worry about your 1-year-old future given our economy and government at the moment? I've thought about it, raising a young Black man. I've definitely thought about it, but I also know it's in God's hands. God got him. God got us. Yeah.
And as for that, I appreciate all the love and
Thank
take
you.
your time off your busy schedule with the kids and coming to church and everything else, partying with the kids. And pretty soon they can be walking, going downstairs
Already
and
walking. Already
pay
walking.
bill and stuff. So
Right.
appreciate that, and I'll see you soon. All right.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
All right. All right, y'all. That was Sister Maleeka Holloway, and it was a long time coming. It was a long time coming. I was supposed to have her 2024. I was supposed to have her in 2023, and never came about. So I finally got her on the channel, and they got that good stuff. And I appreciate get to know her behind the scenes of the Edward boys, behind the the business and stuff. It was great. So it was, and Kenny K, I appreciate the questions you putting down. I'm like to help me out and stuff. So the next interview will be coming very soon, very soon. So it'll be in the morning, wherever it is. I'll do my best. So I'll be back on the Bit channel on Monday. Um, Monday morning, 10 a.m. And I'm definitely gonna stop by on people's channels and stuff. So I appreciate all y'all coming by. Let's get this to 500 on this interview channel and get the 2500 on the Bit channel. And of course, the third channel is on on the way. Get the 50 so I can get that 50 so I can get that live out the way. So I love y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. And remember, God got you. All right. Don't let anything stop you. And let's do it. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow this channel. Keep this thing up. All right. I love y'all. Peace.